guys, my name is Joly and welcome to my art channel. If you were able to watch my previous video, you would have seen the unboxing of the Princeton brushes. And for today's video, we are going to try out the Princeton Neptune brushes. So I have them here and really excited to show them to you. And I have this travel brush and I'm super excited to try this. And look at that pretty rose gold color. And I'm just gonna read what's written at the back. So it says here, Neptune finest synthetic squirrel, our thirstiest brush ever. Soft and supple with an even release of color, more durable and affordable than squirrel. So Neptune brushes are a synthetic version of squirrel that may actually outperform the natural version. So this is the bristles are not made from natural hair, but it mimics the bristles of a squirrel hair brush. So I'm pretty sure that you're super excited to see how this brush performs. So let's try it out. Okay, so I have my brushes right here and I'm using the student grade paper. This is just a Canson 200 GSM and I have my paint right here. This is by Daniel Smith and you're just going to doodle some strokes. I'm going to start with the round size 6. So I have my paper towel. I'm gonna go ahead with the pink color. Okay, so the brush, it feels soft. And I'm hoping that when we paint this on the paper, it will also be soft. So it's easy to move around. The bristles are soft, and now we are going to paint thin strokes. Oh wow, did you see that? These are like hairline strokes. It's difficult to talk when painting thin strokes because I tend to hold my breath every time I paint thin strokes. I'm not sure if you guys do that too, but I'm just lightly touching just the tip of the brush, and I'm going to show you a more close-up video later. But in terms of the pointiness of the brush, I'm really happy. It's one of my requirements for choosing a brush that I will use for my floral painting. And now let's try to just doodle some strokes. Let's try to paint some leaves. Oh wow, that looks nice. Now let's change the camera angle. Okay, so this is still the size 6. And let's paint a leaf. Okay. So you saw that the bristles expand, and that is a good sign. It means that it's really soft. And yep, we can even paint thin strokes. And we can paint some wobbly lines. So don't mind the patches right here. This is a student grade paper, so that really happens. Okay, so now let's move on to size 10. I'm getting some paint again. And normally I use a size 6 or size 8. So this is pretty big, size 10. But let's see if it can paint thin strokes. I'm just going to lift my paper a bit. Oh wow, it can also paint thin lines. I'm so happy. And let's try to scribble. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but the lines are really thin. And if you see this, okay, it's not focusing, but the tip is really pointy. Now let's try to paint a leaf shape. Well, it does hold a lot of water, similar to a squirrel brush. And the bristles also expands when you press it on the paper like this. You see that it's expanding. Let's try to make some wiggly lines. Try to paint some dots. Well, it's really nice. Usually my problem is that some brushes are really pointy, but the bristles are not soft. But in this case, I noticed that this brush is super pointy and the bristles are also soft, and it also holds enough water. So that's a plus for me who paints loose florals. So let's try out the other brush. Let's go to oval wash. So this is the oval wash. It's 1/2 inch, and it looks like a cat's tongue, wherein the tip is pointy. Okay, so let's try to paint some thin lines again. Let's see if it will work. Oh wow, it can also paint thin lines. Okay, I can scribble some thin lines also. Let's try to press this. Oh wow, it produces interesting strokes. I'm just pressing the tip. I'm gonna hold it near. I'm just pressing it like this, and it's creating this beautiful pattern. And you can also paint some leaf shape, and it holds a lot of water. You can also paint with a cat on an oval wash. You can paint a flower. You can paint some petals using a C stroke like this. So you already have a petal right here. And I used to have a small cat's tongue brush that's similar to this shape, and instead of painting it like this, I would turn my brush like this, turn it sideways, and then I would slightly press it, and then I will create a nice leaf shape. Well, it works better for smaller sizes, but that's usually what I do with cat's tongue. So this is an interesting brush, and let's see if we can try to paint a loose floral using this one. Okay. So let's move on to the flat brush, and this is one of my favorite flat brushes. I already have this before Princeton sent me. So this is a good size. It's 1/2 inch. And I love that it holds a lot of water. It's really nice. And the bristles are also soft, similar to the round and oval wash. Yep, so this is also a good brush. And of course I love the handle. It looks really pretty. So let's move on to the star of the show. It's the travel brush, and I'm really excited to try this. So this is a size 6, and just to let you show the comparison, this regular handle is also a size 6, so they are almost similar in size, but let's try it out. So let's try first if we can paint again the thin strokes. Just going to lift my paper so that it's easier. Oh, so it also paints some hairline strokes, but I think the other brush is pointier, the one with the regular handle, but still this is also really thin. Or it could also be the way that I'm holding the brush. That's why it's not as thin compared to the other brushes. Now let's try to paint leaves. So what I've noticed is that this travel brush is not as pointy. I'm not sure if the one that I got is just not as pointy. I'm not so sure, but it still is pointy. And the bristles are soft. It's the same as the one with the regular handle. Let's try to doodle some more. So yeah, the bristles are soft, but it's just, I'm not so sure why it's not as pointy as the regular handle. So let's try the regular handle again. I think that the travel brush is slightly fatter than the one with the regular handle. So I'm not sure if it's like this for all the travel brushes, or I just got a fatter brush. But you'll notice it immediately here that this one looks wider. But other than that, they are quite similar. So sometimes that's my problem with travel brushes. Sometimes they are different compared to the normal handle brushes. So let's try it again. Okay. So I try to lessen the water in my brush, and let's see if it will look better. Well, I think it's gonna work. You just lessen the water in your brush so that you can create really thin lines. So I guess it can work. Okay. So for my conclusion, I can say that these are really good brushes, and I know that a lot of you are looking for synthetic bristles that still performs like a natural hair, and I think we may have found one right here with Princeton Neptune series. So it says here that the brushes are soft and supple with an even release of color. I guess it's true, the bristles are soft and it does hold a lot of water, and it's also pointy. I'm very happy with the oval wash, and for these two, these are both size 6 and they're both pointy. So perhaps I just need to get used to using the travel brush, since the weight is different compared to a regular handle. This is definitely lighter, but I also wouldn't say that this is heavy. This is not really heavy. Of course, the build of the handle is just different, so maybe that's causing the disparity between the performance of the two brushes. So perhaps I will practice some more, but I am still happy with the travel brush. I can still recommend this to you guys. So yep, that's what I noticed. The travel brush is slightly fatter than the regular handle, so you can see it here. Yep, but in terms of performance, they are almost similar. So I guess you're wondering if you should get the travel or the regular handle. If you love painting outside, I would suggest getting the travel brush, because this is really handy. And whenever you're buying a travel brush, make sure that there's a hole right here so that your brush can breathe. So that's one of the things that you can try to look for. So this is a really pretty brush. It's a rose gold in color. So this is the end of the video. I hope that this was really helpful to you in deciding whether you want to get this brush or not. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe now. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye!